Welcome to Papyrus Plans. I'm Tasha. Ready to create something beautiful? Let's dive in. Hello everyone, welcome back. So today in my creative journal for the month of March, I thought I would do a Alice in Wonderland theme. And originally I was going to use images from this beautiful coloring book that I got from a bookstore a couple of years ago. And I had been saving it, for projects, things like that. But when I started looking through all the pages to try to figure out which images I wanted to use, I just quickly realized that even though I love these images and I love the way that it looks, that they were just too big. Because of the size journal that I'm using, most of the images were going to just be too impractical to use. And I really was trying to make it work. I came close to tearing some things out or cutting some things out, but the more I looked at it, I was like, 90% of this is just too large. So then I had the idea of scanning some of the images, to resize them. And I thought, well, I can just scan everything and resize it. But when I started doing that, in order to have them, print correctly, clean up the images, because it's more than just scanning it. When I started cleaning up some of the images, just one image, the level of time it was taking me just to clean up one image, I was like, okay, I can't spend 2 hours cleaning up one image and I want to use like 30 images. So it just was impractical. So I think I'm just going to save this for another project. And I was kind of sad about it because I really wanted to use this. But then I remembered that I had some Alice in Wonderland paper by Stamperia, and I have the 6x6 paper pad. And then I also have the 12x12 paper pad. And so I was like, actually, maybe this will work out better, because this is black and white images and these are in color. And I thought, this is great. I can just, pull some items from this. And as you can see, I've used some of this already because this is one of my favorite paper pads. And I started to cut some items out. And then I realized this is really thick. So then I had the opposite problem. This is the right size, but I thought, if I use images from this and I have even just one image on each journal page, I just thought I'm not going to be able to close my journal. And so you can see here, I started cutting some items out. And I used some of these, I think, on another project. But like these, I was like, these are the perfect size. I think they'll work beautifully. But I was like, the more I started filling it, I'm like, this is kind of thick. And do I really think that I can get away with using this many images in my journal? So then I was back to square one because I decided, no, I bet not. It's beautiful. It's the perfect size, but these were too large. And I was like, these are the perfect size. I could cut some items down, but I'm like, but then I have to worry about the thickness of the paper, especially, 5-6 journal pages in having that many thick images. I just didn't think it was going to work. So then I had to give up on this idea. So then I said, okay, what am I going to do? So then I remembered that I had this, and I showed this to you guys in my holiday haul from Joann's that I got. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll use one of the doors from here and then I can make, some of my own images. And I got one of the doors. And when I was printing out some of my own images, I didn't realize that my A5 paper, one of the sheets had already been used. And when I ran it through the printer, one image printed, and then of course the other image printed on, like the glossy side, the sticker backer sheet. And of course the door fell on top of that. And I didn't realize that it wasn't, complete when I put it through the printer. Usually I keep, if I only use part of a side of a sticker paper, usually I put it in a separate pile, but somehow it got in with the rest of the sticker paper that wasn't used. And it ruined it. But then I used it, since it was ruined, I was like, well, let me, test it. And so I took my journal out and the door was too small. So I had a great idea, but again, it's like all the items I was thinking of doing just weren't working. And so I decided just to create my own images, because thankfully the Alice in Wonderland is in the public domain, by John Tenniel. And there was another illustrator, I believe. So then I thought, okay, fine. I'll just, create the images and I can size everything the way that I want it. So then I saw, I think it was an invitation on Etsy. And so I saw that. And so I printed this on 8.5 by 11 paper, folded it in half, and all my stickers printed perfectly, but I think my ink was starting to run out when I got to this and I didn't realize it. And I printed this like 3 different times because again, Adobe's constantly changing my sizing and I'm trying to figure out a workaround, and I've figured out a way to do it, but it means not using Adobe. And so when I export things to like a PDF to make it easier to print, that kind of complicates some things. So I didn't want to waste, like I had already printed this again, like I said, like 3 or 4 times, and I didn't want to waste it because again, my ink was going low. So I just took some pens and I just lettered it by hand and went over it. I don't know if you can tell, but I used some of my gel pens that I showed you guys last time and just kind of created some metallic finishes on the roses. And then I lettered this by hand with my gold pen. And then I used my Pigma Micron for that and gel pen for the red here. And then kind of just added some metallic elements to the rest of the page, again, so that I could use it because it printed kind of hazy. And of course, the ones that I couldn't use printed perfectly, you know. And then for this, I used this Pops of Color by scrapbook.com, and I just used that in this center here of the keyhole. And then I took, I don't know if the camera's picking up on it, but I took my matte gold pen and kind of outlined some of the inside of this and then left the outside so it had a little bit of contrast. So I did that. So I was kind of toying around with, do I want to make this the cover? Or then I thought, well, maybe I'll tip it in. And again, because of Adobe sizing, this is a little bit shorter than the page, even though I sized it correctly. I noticed Adobe kind of, it shifts everything to the right slightly and sizes things down slightly. But if I do Dutch doors, then it probably won't matter anyway. So I'm thinking about maybe doing this as a tip-in. So we'll see. And then I also created a cover page for over here. It's probably going to be slightly smaller, but I think what I'll do is what I did for February and just, you know, use some inks to kind of disguise it on the side here. Now this page is a little bit lighter, so it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. But I think we can get away with it. I can kind of, you know, try to antique the edges here to make it look more intentional. So that's kind of the plan. And then I created lots of stickers. And again, these are from the original artwork, with the exception of some of these other ones I created. But most of these are the original artwork. And again, sized it down so I knew that everything would fit. So I guess let's put down the cover page and then decide if we want to tip this in. I'm thinking that I will. I mean, it took so much work to print all of this, even though it's not as good a quality as the other pages and stickers that I made. I think it's good enough, you know, for my journal. This is just me using this. So I think I might do that and then maybe do some, because my original idea was to use the door from this card kit and then cut a hole in it and then have Alice behind the door so you could see her on either side and then see the cover page. But since the door, it just was too small to be practical, to be able to see anything of value. So I decided just to ditch that idea. And maybe I think I'll just do some traditional Dutch doors vertically. I think I prefer the vertical ones. Last month I did horizontal, and I mean, I like this, the switching it up with a different look, but I don't know. It just was a little bit cumbersome to use, especially because you have the issue with the stitching and things like that. So I think I like doing the vertical Dutch door. So I think I might do that and maybe go a little bit deeper to give it greater distinction between the pages. So maybe instead of 3 dots, I think I'm gonna do 4 dots in on each page. So let's go ahead and get started. But just kind of explain the process of when I'm coming up with ideas for things, how, you know, things don't always go to plan. Things don't always work out. In fact, they rarely work out perfectly the way that I wanted them to. Let's see. Actually, I still have this part I can use. So I wonder if I can just peel this up and cut it down. Let's see how much. Let me trim off this. And I printed this as a full A5 sheet, but again, Adobe, I notice it changes my sizing when I tell it to print. And then when I don't tell it, and then when I correct it, the proportions are just completely off. And I'll go back and look at my original document. And I'm like, why is it doing this? So it either prints it slightly small, or when I say, don't fit the page, don't scale down, it prints it in this gigantic size. So I don't know what's going on with Adobe, but I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to print to edge without distorting my paper or distorting my image. Either making it too small or too large. So let's see. I'm trying to see how much shorter it is. Okay. Let me see if I have some It's only about 1/4 of an inch short on this side. Let's see, vertically, I think it might be. Trying to see the size without putting it down. Okay, vertically is only about 1/8 of an inch short. Horizontally is about 1/4 of an inch short. So let me look at some of my, let's see, let me just gently tack it on this backer sheet so it doesn't stick to my journal. Let me look at some of my, let's see, washi and see if I have anything that, like this, some of this black washi maybe. I could do like a double line maybe. Or make a frame. That might work. Okay, let me pull some of this and see what might work, like these dark ones with gold. And even some of the matte ones, like these, might work. And maybe this polka dot one. Okay, let's try that. I'm thinking if I made a frame all the way around, that hopefully would take up all the slack, but that would mean I would have to get it pretty perfectly in the middle. I don't know if I can do that, but maybe we can try. Let's try. If I can get, let me get my cutting mat. Just makes it easier to see the edge. And then see if I can get this in the middle. As close as I can. About 1.5 dots over on each side. And let me get my craft scraper. Just kind of smooth this down. Oh, that was pretty close. That was almost perfectly in the middle. I mean, that's not too bad. Okay, now let's decide what kind of washi you want to use. I think I'm leaning toward the scallop edge to kind of frame it in. Oh, he has hearts on them. I did have some black heart. Oh, but that's really wide, though. Okay, yeah, this is too big. Let's see. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use the gold. I thought I was going to use the gold, but I don't think I will. And this is the widest of them. Yeah, I'm going to go with my first instincts and use this. I think that's going to cover the edge better. So let me just find the end. Okay. And let's see if we can create basically a frame around this. So I'm going to get as close to the edge on each side as I can without obviously obstructing the spine. So I'm going right to the edge without going inside. Ooh, that looks really cool. Pull this over slightly. Again, I don't want to get inside this edge where the binding is. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I think this is going to work. Let's see. It's kind of hard to get. See if I can get my scissors in here. Maybe my smaller scissors. There we go. Okay, now let's do this side. And I think I'm gonna cut a clean line to the edge of the scallop. Or maybe I'll cut the bottom of the washi so that you only see the black. See what that looks like. As best I can. So that when I lay it on top, it looks like it's a frame. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So let's bring this all the way up to the top edge. Oh, that looks nice. I like that. And I'll go back and use my corner rounder when I'm done. Okay, so let's do the same thing here. So that when I join them, just cutting off the bottom part underneath the first scallop shape that isn't black. So that when I lay it on top, it looks more seamless. Oh, that looks great. I mean, it looks like I did that on purpose. All right, final side. Gonna take my craft knife and just very gently cut that edge on the inside and tuck it in so it doesn't obstruct the spine. There you go. Okay. All right, now let's get my corner rounder. And let me make sure I have a note in the back about which size the 1/4 inch. Okay, I use the 1/4 inch side. Sometimes with washi tape, I like to go over it twice just because it's sticky. There we go. Okay, let's take a look. Just one little piece hanging over. I'm just going to clean it up. Okay, not bad. Oh, actually, I really like that. Okay, that came out better than I thought. All right, now let's see. Do we want to do the tip in? Which is why I haven't glued this down yet because I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I kind of like it. So I think I will go ahead and use this. I wasn't sure if I was, but I think what I might do is kind of what I did over here, put it in the middle so that you can't really tell that it's an 1/8 of an inch short. So it's only like a 1/16 of an inch short on the top and the bottom. I think that might work. So let me get my tape runner. I'm going to secure this to each other and then use maybe some skinny tape on the side and tip it in that way. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's see. Find my backer sheet. So let me get a larger sheet. All right, I'm going to use this larger backer sheet. So I get the edges really well. I can go down the middle. Okay, just fold it slightly askew. So let me trim this off, or maybe, let's see, maybe I'll ink it so I don't lose any more of the page. Let me take off some of this adhesive. And let's see, or actually maybe I'll use my alcohol marker. I'll use the broad side. It's going to bleed through slightly, but I don't think it's going to matter since, hopefully it won't matter, since it's mostly black on this side. Okay, and let's see, let's round the outer corners here. And again, I'm using the 1/4 inch side. Okay, and then let's bring this back and apply, I think this is 1/4 inch double-sided tape. Bring it to this edge here. Okay, so now let's peel this off, and then we can tip this into my journal. So I'm going to take my bone folder and smooth this down. Then use my craft knife to lift up the edge. And here goes nothing. Try to get as equidistant as I can, again, from top and bottom. I think that's about right. I'm going to take my bone folder and smooth it down. Okay. And let's see, do I want to, I think I'm going to fold it over. And then again, let's see, actually, let me get my craft scraper. And basically creating a fold there to kind of make it easier to turn. Okay. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Well, I was going to take my alcohol marker and go in here, but that's going to make all the pages bleed, so I bet not. So I'm just going to leave that there. Okay, so now we can create, now I have this extra design here, which kind of mirrors the door idea that I had without taking up any extra pages in my journal. So I like that. So we have the rabbit announcing March, and then we have the invitation to go to Wonderland. What is this? Oh, I got some washi tape on my over there. Let me just get this and remove any adhesive. There we go. Okay, so now we have this, and it's not taking up any extra pages. Now let's see. Okay, so I'm just making sure I count it properly. Okay, so that is going to be the last day of March. So I'm not going to do anything to this page. And then I'm going to do increments of 4 for the remaining pages. And then we can start decorating and adding the dates and things like that. So let me get my cutting mat. Go to the last page, which is why I like having these sticky notes there. So I know that, hey, don't cut this page. And then I'll do 4 dots in. And I'll do that for all the pages, and then I'll be right back. Actually, let me get my longer ruler. Use my longer metal ruler just to make this easier. All right, so I just cut out all of the pages. Now I'm going to count and make sure I still feel like I can get 31 days out of this. So I might have to add in a page. We'll see. Since I went 4 dots in instead of 3, this first page is quite short. So let me just see how many I think I can get from this. Usually I try to get 3 days per page, but this one I'm going to say maybe 2 days on each side. 28, 32. Okay, actually I think that'll still work. Okay. All right, so I think that'll still work because I don't write a huge amount every day, so I think I can get away with that. And if I have to, I can always put 4 days on this last page, and I think that'll work. Okay, so let me clean up this area over here a little bit. And I like to save these just in case I need them for a future project since it's the same paper. It just makes it easier rather than me trying to recreate this dot paper. Okay, so now we need to decide what color we want to make the days of the week. So let me get my numbers and days sticker from Paper Studio Agenda 52. And let's see, do I want to use gold or... Since that's a really matte gold, or maybe I'll use red. Because there's a lot of red and blues and blacks. And some greens. Or maybe red might be too much. Let's see. Let me get my clip here. Just to hold that down. Okay, so we have gold with those colors. That's pretty. You could just use gold. I think the only issue with this is having enough of each one. Since I need 4 weeks, I have to rotate. So if I have to do that, maybe I should use something, I don't know, a little bit more wacky, like something like this font, so that I can rotate it. I don't like that color, though. Well, I have these, but it's in script. Yeah, I don't think I want to use script for this, because I feel like Alice in Wonderland is more playful, fun, more whimsical. So let's see if we can find something that kind of represents the whimsical nature of the story. Okay, these are kind of cool. I think these are the ones I use for my circus spread. Let's see what else we have. Oh, I think these would work. I wish they had a black. They have red. I could use red, maybe rotate red and yellow. I think I get 2 of each sheet. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I get 2 of each. So if I do 2 red and 2 yellow, I think that would work. And that kind of matches everything without using gold. And I think the font works. So that's a potential. Let me see what else we have. Gold. I don't want to use script. And we have just the plain printed. So I could use, again, same thing, 2 of the red and 2 of the yellow printed. But again, I feel like that's a little too straight-laced. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to rotate between these 2 fonts. It's kind of like a pale red and this yellow, and then add in the numbers. So let's see. We have pale red and yellow. Yeah, okay, so maybe I can use these in rotation. I think I'm going to use circles this time instead of squares for the numbers. Okay, we have the different colors. I don't think I'm going to use those. I think I want all the same color. So either red or yellow, or let's see, black. I guess I could use black. Maybe I'll use the black since that way it'll bring in the other colors. So I think I'll use the black numbers and the red and yellow whimsical font I found earlier from here. Okay, so let me mark that with a sticky note so I don't lose it. And I'm going to start dating everything. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so I almost forgot, but I mentioned this the last time that I kind of figured out a hack for how to do this faster. And I mean, it still takes the same amount of energy in terms of pulling things off, but it makes it go faster when you're dating for a whole month like I am. So I'm going to pull all the days and put them over here, and then pull all the like the days of the week and the dates. And then that way when I'm dating it, I can just pull from this one sheet instead of constantly flipping back and forth, back and forth. All right, you guys, so I have a bit of a conundrum. I was just thinking 4 weeks, 4 weeks. But I wasn't thinking, you know, there's 31 days in March. So, I mean, they have 2 weeks worth of each color, but I need 3 more days. So the only other thing I can think of is adding in a 3rd color. Since I do have some green in my stickers, I'm thinking about adding in the green here, because it's in the same font style. But that also means throwing in, you know, another color for numbers here. So throwing in the green here. So this is going to get a little bit complicated. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of like I did for my circus spread, is kind of rotate. And some of this work might end up being a void because of having to add in a 3rd color. So to make it look intentional, I think I'm gonna have to rotate, you know, yellow, green, red, or yellow, red, green, etc. Something like that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so I finished dating everything, but for some reason, the 8 and the 11 are missing. And I've looked everywhere, and I don't know if it was on my hands and accidentally threw it away or what. I cannot find it. And so, I mean, I was thinking about what I could do. I really don't want to break up the next set of numbers for 2 numbers. So I think what I might do is try to use some of those stickers I have left and try to turn them into the numbers I need. So I need 8, and I need a yellow 8, and I need a red 11. So I think a 6 or a 9 I can turn into an 8. So let's try that one. And then I'm thinking I can use my Pigma Micron to turn that 6 into an 8. So let me see if I can. I mean, it won't be perfect, but just to kind of round out the loop. Okay, that's not bad. So do that and see what can I use for the red 11. I mean, not 11, red, what is it, 13. I need a red 13. Something, or maybe I'll take the 3 and add a 1 in front of it. That might be the easiest solution. I'm trying to look to see, because the 23, that's going to be hard to turn the 2 into a 1. I don't have anything else with a 3. Okay, so yeah, let's get the 3. And I'm gonna get my white gel pen and just add a small line in front of the 3. I mean, this is for my journal, so, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just trying to problem solve here. It's working? Hold on, let me make sure this is working. Okay, let me get one of my other gel pens. I don't think this is working. Let's try this one. Okay, that one's working. Okay, let's try this again. Again, I'm just trying to make one little line. Again, not perfect, but, you know, good enough. So that I'm not messing up an entire 31 days of another set of stickers just for 2. Okay, so I think that'll work. All right, so we're done with the dating. So I can put this away. All right, so that's what it's looking like for all the dates. And I was able to fit everything, instead of just 1 day being on here, 3 days ended up being on the final page because of how short the first page is, but it ended up working out perfectly, so that's fine. So now I just need to round all the corners. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure I'm using the 1/4 inch side. I am. So I'm going to round all the corners, and then I'll be back. All right, so now all the corners are rounded on top and the bottom. Just double checking that I didn't miss any. Okay, yeah, so everything's rounded. All right, so now I think I'll add some washi, and I think I'm going to use that kind of abstract design washi that I got in one of my hauls from the holiday that I bought on Amazon. Like this full set here, I think I'm gonna pull out that entire set. And so you don't want to use any of these other ones. Might pull that one. And maybe this mustard yellow. Okay, so let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 1, 2, 3. Trying to choose ones in different colors. Okay, let's see. Okay, those are kind of coordinating, or do I want to rotate them slightly? Maybe break them up. So rotate like the peach, put the green in the middle. Maybe like that. Again, so it gives us some contrast. So I'm going to put these in order so I don't forget. And then start with the last page. Try to find the edge here. Oh no. Okay, let me see if I can peel this up without ripping it. Okay, try to go slow so I don't rip it. I notice with this Amazon washi, if I go too fast, it tears. I mean, it's really pretty, but it is quite thin. Okay. So I'm gonna go above the tear slightly and get it as close to this edge as I can. Actually, I probably should have rounded the corners after I did this, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, did you just rip again? Okay, I'm gonna see if I can piece that together since it's just a small part. Hopefully I can. It's the only thing about this washi I don't like. I'm just using the edge of my craft knife just to gently try to peel this up. Again, hopefully without ripping it further. And I'm going to see if I can, since I have that really small edge, I'm going to see if I can piece this together. And forgive me if my head is in frame, but I might need to get it in frame so I can see this. Okay, that's not bad. Thankfully, I was able to kind of piece that together. Okay, so now we need to do that for all the other ones. Let's see. And I'll save some of these scraps in case I want to use it on a page somewhere. I can layer it underneath a sticker maybe, so it doesn't go to waste. And I'll round all the corners again later. Okay, now I'm thinking about, let's see, do I want to move the dates over and put some on the other side, or just have it be, I think I might just have it be, usually I do double side, I think I'm just going to do the front of the Dutch door this way, so that you see the images this way. I think that's what I do, because I don't want to move all the dates over. Okay, so so I think this one is next. Okay. I'm trying to roll it as slowly as I can without it ripping. I love this washi tape. It's a little finicky to work with, but I mean, it's really beautiful. I mean, for the price, I think it's worth the hassle. Because I got such a great deal. Just try to cut off this excess top and bottom, and then again, I'll round the corners after all the pages are done. Okay, so that one's done. Okay, I can see some of this one. I might do another line on the last page. Oh, because I did 4 dot grids. Okay, so I might have to do, let's see, is this the same one? I think I might have to do a double. This is the second one, okay. Because I can see how can I, okay, it's not going to line up, but we're going to deal with that. So it won't be exact match in terms, oh, okay, actually that's pretty good. I was going to say it wasn't going to be an exact match in terms of design, but it's actually pretty nice. And because it's abstract, I think it'll be okay. And I'm going to cover some of this with stickers as well. That way I don't have that small white gap there. Okay, so let's do this one. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. So let's do it maybe. Try to line up these lines here again so it kind of looks intentional. I'm going to save, again, some of these scraps in case I want to layer them. Okay, so we got those two. That looks pretty good. So you see that way there's no gap here when I have these stacked. So, okay, I'll do a double of each one. So same thing with this one. Ah. Yeah, when I get impatient and go too fast, it rips. So try not to get impatient. This one's going to be a little bit harder to piece together. I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if I can piece this one together. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut it and start fresh. Get a clean line here. Hopefully I can blend these edges. Get my bone folder and just kind of smooth this out a little bit. I can kind of see that line, but I think I can cover it up with a sticker. So we're going to try to make it work. Okay, so I'm going to add a double line here and do the rest of these, and then I'll be right back. All right, everyone. So I just finished applying all of the washi tape to all of the pages. I did, as I mentioned before, a double layer on each page. So this is what it's looking like. The only page I didn't do a double layer on is the very first page, again, because it's very short. And so I saved kind of the most whimsical one for that. So the first 4 days, I won't have much to write on, but I think I can make it work. Again, because I'm not writing a novel each day, just kind of a check-in of how I'm doing, how my day's going. So the first 4 days, I can only write, a couple of sentences. So we'll make do with that. Again, I think I can make that work. Okay, so that's looking really good. And I rounded all the corners again. So note to self, wait till you apply the washi, then round the corners so you don't have to do it twice. For me, it's hard to remember that because I want the corners to look, good as I'm doing it, but it'll save you an extra step. So we have that. So that's how it looks when it's completely flat. I mean, this is just gorgeous like this. I think this is stunning. And I love how whimsical this washi tape is. Again, it's super finicky, but it's absolutely stunning washi tape. And considering the price, I think it's worth the hassle. So I'm not mad at it. It took a little bit extra effort because, 3 out of the 6 rolls tore. So I had to kind of piece some things back together. But again, I was able to do it for the most part without being able to tell. Like this one, I can kind of see a little rip there, but again, I can add something there to kind of hide that. So I think so far that looks pretty good. So now we can kind of play around and have some fun here. So I created lots and lots of stickers because, again, there's a lot of things from the original illustrations that I could play around with. So I definitely won't be using all of these, but I just wanted to have options in case I put something down or looked at something and I wasn't quite sure whether I liked it or not. So let's see. I think Alice peeking through the door. That was originally what my idea was, to have the doorway and then have her underneath. But again, when I opened it, you couldn't really see much of anything. So I decided not to do that idea. So I think I'll put her on the last page so that I can still use her because I love this image. So let's see. Do I want her to be seen? Let's maybe have her on Sunday because I don't usually write a huge amount on Sunday. Okay. And that way you can't really see that. So I like her there. So I get to use that even though my idea changed. And then I definitely want to have one with the cards. And then I have scenes for florals. So I definitely want to use some of these. And gotta have this. So maybe, again, the first 2 pages, I can't really decorate too much. So maybe I'll just do something over here. And again, make sure I'm mindful of the date. So these are more or less the same shape. So I think I can probably use these together. Oh, part of that just tore. Okay, I'll see if I can piece that together. Let's see. Let's put this right here, maybe. And I'm only putting it like right on the edge of the washi again, so it's not eating into the mount I have to write. Oh, actually, I think that'll work almost perfectly. Just got to see if I can piece this one little area that tore back together. Or is that just, I think I just cut weird. Okay, let me see if I can, let me get my mat so I don't cut this. Again, just to kind of piece this back together so it's not quite as noticeable. Okay, that's pretty good. Actually, that worked out pretty well. I have one little area here, and I'm just going to use my adhesive remover to kind of take away some of the tackiness because it's really small. Okay, yeah, that way it's not tacky. So we have that. And then let's add maybe the cupcake, or should I make the cake? And again, I want to make sure I put it in between these. I don't want to cover up the eye because that's kind of cool. So maybe right underneath the eye. Let's do the cake. Yeah, and I mirrored these, so these should be perfect. Actually, let me put this one down first. And do my best to match it up. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so that gives that first page a little bit of something, and I don't have to worry about putting any stickers here. And then same thing on this side. So now let's go to this one. So I think the first page, front and back, is done. I don't think I'm gonna do anything else there again because I want to save enough room to write since I don't have much space. So that works. Let's see, on this one, what do I want to do? Maybe some of the maybe the teacups. And I have these mirrored. Oh no, these ones I cut out with my gyro cut. So I might have to trim it up a little because, you know, obviously it's impossible to get it identical when you're doing something by hand. And I'm gonna have to move one of these over unless I keep it mostly. If I keep it mostly on the washi, then I'll only have to move Sunday over. And again, I don't write a huge amount for Sunday, so that would be okay. So let me get my tweezers, cut this down. And again, it's not going to match up perfectly because I cut this by hand. Oh, it's going into Monday too. Okay. So I'm going to have to lift up Monday. And then I'll trim the part that goes over. Okay, so let me get my smaller scissors. And again, I'm just going to try to do my best to kind of clean up this edge. All right, so that works. Let me just get my bone folder and just kind of smooth this down. All right, I like that. So the first couple pages, again, I'm kind of keeping it simple because I don't have much writing space. And I might, let's see, I'm gonna put another, maybe like a black teacup at the bottom here. Let's see, I think these match. I have these ones too. I think I might just stack all of them on top of each other. Or should I just do it? Maybe I'll just do it like this so you can see part of the teacup. Yeah, I like that. So maybe let's put this one at the top. In between, we do this side so it's in between. Okay, just clean up this edge. There we go. Okay, so we have the teacups there. So we have the cake, eat me, take one, the teacups on that side. Okay, so now let's figure out what we want to do on this side. Maybe something right here in this middle section, like the pocket watch. Oh, I just ripped it. But I think I can piece it back together. Let's see. Trying to make sure I get it in the middle. Let's see. Let's maybe put this up first. And then once this is lined up, hopefully I can line this up. Right there. And just smooth it down with my bone folder. Oh, okay, that can't even tell. I like that. Okay, so I like how that's kind of peeking through. And then maybe add the key down here. I think I might do it just straight up and down. Again, I'm trying to gauge where this, okay, Sunday is about right there on the other side. Let's see, did I get it? Okay. And I can just lift up the end of this and put it on top without even moving it. Okay. So that works. I like that. So this is what we have so far. The key, the pocket watch. Let's see, do I want to put anything up here? Oh, maybe the drink me. Maybe I'll put the drink me there. So I have these. Let me do this one so I can read it. Maybe right about there. And again, I'm about to trim this because I used my gyro cut when I made this one as well. So it's pretty close, but it's not perfect. Okay, there we go. Oh, I like that. That looks really good. Okay, so we have that. We have Pocket Watch, the Key, and Drink Me on this page. And again, I'm trying to keep everything on the edge of the washi so it's not taking up, at least in the first few pages, the writing room. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. So now let's work on this one. Let's see, do I want to do... I think I'll do the cards on this one because it kind of has a similar palette. So let's see, on this one, so let me save, I'm going to save this one and this one for that. Let's see, do I have any more mirrored images? And that's a card one. Oh, I have him. Let's see, the Mad Hatter. Definitely want to use him somewhere. Trying to see what mirrored images I have. And then I also have mirrored images of, let's see, the Frog Messenger with a letter, which is kind of cute. The Queen of Heart. I don't know if I'll use her, but I'm just trying to pull the ones that are mirrored. And then I've created some florals. And then the roses, of course. And the ones that are painted red. Okay. So the roses, see, I have the Queen of Hearts to choose from, the Royal Messenger, and the Mad Hatter. Okay. I might put the Royal Messenger on this one. Let's see, do I have a mirrored image of him? Or should I do the Queen of Hearts? Let's see what her colors are. She has blue. She's quite big, though. But I could fit her as long as I put her in far enough so that she doesn't extend past the edge here. Let's see, so this is the edge, so I could do that. But then you can't see her heart. Okay, so if I did the Frog Messenger, I can fit part of him. I mean, it's going to be close without going over the edge, but I can, if I angled him like that, he might just not go over the edge. Or if I did the Mad Hatter, I think I might do him even though it's purple, and then do the flowers on this one. So let's go ahead and get him. Let's see, where do we want to put him? Let me find the other one. This one. We want him this way. Yeah, let's have this one on the front. Want enough of him showing so I can see that it's him without going too far. So I'm gonna have him, oh, shoot, just moved it. I'm gonna have him going at a bit of an angle. Like that, to add some interest. And then get the mirrored image of him. And I'm gonna have to move Saturday. And this one doesn't match perfectly because it looks like I used my gyro cut. So I'm going to have to just kind of guesstimate and then cut. There we go. And then I'll have to cut around the edge as best I can. Hopefully without cutting anything off. Let's see. Again, it's not going to be perfect since I did this sticker by hand, but part of the other one on the back is going to get cut off slightly, but as close as I can. There we go. So we have him. Then let's maybe put his hat right here. Oh, and I've got to put Saturday back. Hold on, let me put Saturday back so I don't lose this piece. Okay, so I have Saturday back. Now let's add his other top hat. And looks like I'm about to move Friday as well. Put the dates down first because it's just easier. And I know I'm going to have to move, 3 or 4 of them, but it's just easier to do it first for me than to do it after the fact. And let's trim off this excess. I'm just trimming any part of the sticker on either side where it's got a sticky part that's being exposed. Small little sliver over here. Okay. And then let's put Friday back. Okay. Oh, that looks good. Okay, that looks great. I mean, don't have to do much. I mean, these images are so beautiful. Okay, so now for the next one, I think I want to do the roses and the rose bush. I think I might just do the roses, even though I have them, but I think I might just use them maybe in the middle here or something, or down here, and just maybe do the roses on the side so that it's not taking up quite too much room. So I'm gonna do one of the white roses, and then some that are white and red, and then some that are fully red. So let's see. Start with, let's see, maybe this one. The right way? Let's see. Oh wait, did I choose the wrong one? Or did I forget to mirror this one? I don't think this one's mirrored. Let me get this other one. I think I forgot to mirror that other one. Okay, so we have a white one there. Let's put one that's white and red. I want to use one of the other ones, but it cut weird. Maybe I'll layer this on top. All right, so I'm just going to lift up Thursday. I don't really need to move it just to put it on top of this sticker. There we go. And then have red ones coming down. Let's maybe do another red one. Let's put another red one down here, maybe. And I'm move Friday over ever so slightly. Okay. All right, so I have the roses. Let's see, do I want to add any more? I might add another white one. Actually, I don't need to put it on the other side. Just do the front. Okay. All right, so we have that. Then we have this. And let's get the cards in. Oh, do I have room? I don't know if I have room now. Maybe I should put the cards in between some of the flowers. Let's maybe do that. So at least I can use some of them. Sorry, Thursday. Looks like I'm going to have to move you after all. And put one down here. And then maybe one of these. Like a spade. In between the roses. Oh, and it ripped, but I think I can salvage it. This is so sticky. It's hard to get it down perfectly. Oh, don't tear. Come on. Okay. Trim that, and then I think I'm going to trim the offset off of the spade. There we go. And then let's put one of the other cards down here. So I have the full suit. So maybe have this one going, cut off some of this offset. Okay. So we have at least incorporate some of the cards here. And I should have taken off the offset off of this, but I don't know if it'll let me see if I can trim at least some of the excess off. Again, I'm just trying to move some of the excess. I should have did this before I put it down, but just wasn't thinking about it. Okay, so we incorporated the some of the cards with the flowers, so at least we have that. And then, let's see, we did that. Okay, do we want anything other than her? Oh, that's the last page. Okay. All right, so now let's go through and see if we want to fill anything else in. All right, so I have an image of Alice falling that I could put her over here. And this was a mirrored image, but I think I like this version. Let's see if I can cut off maybe some of the offset. Or maybe I should put her in a corner. See what that looks like. Oh, that looks kind of cool. And let me get the rest of her hair. Oh, it's her ribbon. Actually, I don't think I need the rest of the ribbon because you kind of can't tell. So I think I'll just leave it there. Okay, so I kind of like her because, you know, in the book she gets larger than smaller. So that's kind of cool, having her be really small over the keyhole. Although I'm going to see if I can get some of this white by the shoe since it's by the keyhole. Here we go. Okay, that looks good. All right, so I think that's all I'm going to do on this page. Again, I can't really do much on this front page or the next page because it's just too skinny. So I'm not going to do anything there. Let's see. This teapot. Trying to see what else I have here. And maybe some of the other cookies I didn't use. Maybe a couple of the cookies. I'll put it on this side since I have more space. And then fold it over the spine like that. And then maybe one of the cupcakes. Again, I'm going to put it in the middle. There we go. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do there. This, we have this side covered. So maybe kind of same thing. Use one of the extra cookies. Okay, I might put it down here because you can't see it. And do I need anything else? Maybe the sign that says try one. Okay, that's not bad. And then maybe the macaron. This cute little gold tin of macaron. Put that in the middle. Okay, so that one's done. I don't think we need anything else there. And let's see, do I want to put maybe a cupcake? Maybe I'll put a cupcake in the middle, this other one. That way we have some options of things to try. Okay, so that looks really cute. All right, now we have this page. So let's put this up. Let's see, do we want to use any of these? Maybe this, because the Mad Hatter and the Tea Party. It's large, but I'm going to put it in the middle. Maybe between Sunday and Wednesday, because again, Sunday I don't usually write a huge amount. And that way I can just gently fold it over. And that way it's mostly on Sunday. There we go. That way it just gives it some interest without taking up too much of my writing space. And I could fit one item here maybe. So maybe, let's see, this teacup maybe. Or do I want to use the pretty one? No, I think I'm gonna use this one. Since he's, I feel like this matches him a little bit more. And then trim some of the offset off on the bottom. Okay, that looks good. So I like that. And let's see, do I want to put any food over here? Maybe another cookie. And I don't think I want it to be seen, so I'm gonna put it down here. Yeah, so that it just focuses on him, but then when you open it, you can see that. And maybe one of these other cupcakes. Let's do the red one in the middle here. Okay, and then since I have this one, I'm gonna go ahead and use it since this is the last one. And maybe just, again, have it kind of cascading down the middle. Okay, so I think that's done. All right, that looked good. I like that. So I don't think I need anything else on these pages. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, this is the one where I want to add the tree. So let me find that. Okay. Where they're painting the flowers. See, do I want him? I think I want the one with both of them, where it has two of them together in the paint bucket. And I don't really want them to be seen. Or should I put them in the middle? Maybe I'll put them here. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Okay, then I have him, so maybe should I put him down here or just more flowers? I think I might just do more roses. A white one that's white and red, and then a red one. Let's see. I think I might have used up all the red rose. Oh, wait, I have one here. I have one left. Okay. All right, that looks good. I like that down the middle. That gives that some interest. Maybe some leaves. Let's see what the leaves look like. I think I'm gonna cut this a perch. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot better. Okay. I have some leaves here. I'm trying to decide. Maybe I should add some leaves on the side. I like that. Just gonna add some greenery there. Okay. I think that's good. Let's see. I don't think I need any more roses. I kind of want to add the Cheshire Cat somewhere. Maybe I'll have him on the last page. I think I'll use the one of him sitting on top of the teacups. And I just ripped part of it, but I think I can piece it back together. And let me see if I put that missing piece over there. Oh, there you go. Can't even tell. Okay, that looks good. I like him. Then maybe something over here. Oh, and I feel like I got to use this version of him somewhere. Where he's just smiling scarily. Maybe in the corner over here. On Sunday. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use any more flowers. I have, let's see. Maybe this key tag on the last page because she's going through the doorway. Okay. And then this other drink me bottle. Let's put that up here. And let's see, maybe where she shape shifts and gets taller. Let's put her down there. And trim off this little sliver at the bottom. Okay. And then maybe, see, I've got some of the mushrooms. I want to put the letter in somewhere. The royal invitation. Put it here. Okay, so I've got at least one of the royal letters in. Let's maybe put the rabbit down here. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, that way you can't see him from the front, but then when you flip the page, you can see him there. Okay, that looks cool. Maybe these teacups at the bottom underneath the Mad Hatter on this side. And then cut off the rest. Okay, just cut off the excess here of the teacup. Okay, so I kind of have that peeking up over at the bottom underneath him. And I think I'll put this little cupcake at the top. On top of his hat on this side of the page. Okay, that's sitting on top of his hat. I like that. That looks really cool. And I think that's done. And I don't think I need anything else on this side or in the middle. Maybe something right here. Let's see. Okay, we already got the Cheshire Cat. I don't think I'm going to use that. That's kind of cool. Maybe the big pocket watch. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm going to cut off the offset so I can put it on top of the washi and see the washi underneath. Put it underneath there so it's not seen from the front, but when you turn the page, you can see it. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that looks really good. All right, let's clean up and then take a look. All right, so I think I'm done. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything that we've done so far. This is the cover page with the rabbit announcing March. And I think I might take some of the same red gel pens that I used on the rose and color in some of his hearts. So I might do that at the end. Here's the invitation to Wonderland. And then we turn the page, and then we have Alice falling down the rabbit hole, the keyhole. We have the cake, eat me, take one, stack of the teapots, the teacups, more on this side and more of the cake, and then added in the pocket watch and the key and the drink me. I love those. And then here we've added the Mad Hatter and his teacups, some cakes, and the Cheshire Cat becoming invisible on the side over there. And then we have the Queen's guards painting the trees white roses red. So it goes kind of from white to white and red to just red. And then have that on the side with the rabbit with his pocket watch and the royal invitation. And then the Cheshire Cat sitting on the teacups. And then the mirrored images of the cards and roses on this side. And then large pocket watch, and then Alice looking through the doorway, and then her getting taller from eating the items, and then the key. So that's going to be all of the pages for my March creative journal. I think this might be my favorite one that I've created this year. I'm really loving this. Even though my original idea to use the coloring book and the other items didn't turn out exactly the way that I want it to, but it still turned out quite beautiful. And I really like the way that that turned out. And I really like the idea of this tip in here to kind of add some additional interest without taking up any of your pages in your journal. So that's kind of a good idea. So let me get my red pen, and I think I'm going to color in some of the hearts, and then I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so I just got my pen case, and this has some of my pens and markers in it. And I think this is the one that I used. Yeah. So this is the one with the red metallic. And again, I'm just going to kind of take my pen and go over it. And one of the techniques I like to use with these metallic pens is sometimes I'll take my finger and blot it. That's what that technique I did here because I didn't want it all over. But the hearts, actually, I'm thinking I might color them all in. And I'm using very light touch so that it's not covering up all of the shadow and shading underneath. So I'm doing enough so you can see that it's a heart, but so not so much that I ruin the shading. In this one, I think I am going to use my finger. Yeah, I like that. It just gives it that little extra, and I feel like it helps to mirror that side a little bit more too. All right, so that's the final look. I'm really loving that. And again, you can see all of the pages and how they turned out. And I am absolutely in love with this one. And that's the last page. All right, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.
That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay inspired, and thank you for watching.